Hello, it's been quite a while since I've been back on YouTube, and this was a very requested video on my update on how I'm doing with my bunion surgery, and I just wanted to film this for you guys and give you an update because I don't think there's any videos on an update from past just the first few months or the first year of surgery. Before I continue, I just want to remind you guys I'm not a doctor or a professional, and this is just my experience with my surgery. So here they are. The right one is the one I did first. Sorry if you hear banging in the background, I'm doing laundry. But this one I did first. As you can see, the scar isn't super visible. I was very diligent with using my Moderna to help with fading the scar, and it looks good. Ignore the other marks. I moved up north and I'm wearing boots more, and I guess the creasing from the boots just gave me like blisters and stuff. And then the left foot is about almost 3 years since I had the surgery. This one's been about 4 years, but this one you can see the scar isn't as faded as the other one because I got very lazy with my Moderna. So you can see the scar here more. The scars don't bother me, so I know it might bother some people, but I really don't care about how my feet look that much. But one thing I do want to say is after my surgeries, my doctor said this toe, whatever it's called, the pointer toe, I don't know, but the second toe is longer, as you can see, from my big toe. And after the surgery, I guess I use it more. I'm not sure why, but from using it more, there's a specific name for it online, the bone or something. I'm not sure what's causing it, but I do get pain from that second toe because it's getting used more, and I don't know how to fix that. But since I left, I can't see my doctor and ask him about it, but it's not a huge pain. I mostly just get it when I'm walking a lot, but then it goes away, so it's not something major. I just feel it mainly in this area, and if I try and like crack that toe, it hurts more. After my surgeries, I started working out, and that caused kind of like a phantom pain, like the pain you would get before surgery, but it's just apparently, I asked my doctor and he said what causes that pain is scar tissue being built up underneath where you had the surgery, and he said to let him know what area that it was hurting and he can x-ray it, find the specific spot, and do an injection. I forgot what the injection was called, but it was just to help break down the scar tissue underneath. But the pain isn't incredibly bad. It just hurts a little bit once in a while. Now that I'm working out more regularly, my foot either has gotten used to it or the scar tissue has broken down, but I don't get that pain anymore. Maybe once in a blue moon I'll get it, but for now it's fine. Flexibility, as you can see, it's fine. I can move it back and forth, wiggle it. I did my toe exercises, but I didn't keep up with it as long as I should have, because I noticed with like when you're planking or you're doing bar classes and you have to bend your toes like far back for quite a while, it does have some pain and I can't stretch it as far as I used to. So that's something to consider, but it's nothing major. So things to consider before having your surgery. I waited about a year before I had my first surgery because the doctor had told me that things to consider is, are you planning to have children, and are you overweight? He didn't ask, are you overweight? But he said if you're overweight or if you become pregnant, that extra weight can cause damage to your foot, obviously, because your feet carry all of your body weight. So I waited a year, I lost some weight, and I was considering getting pregnant, but that didn't work out, so it was the right time to have my foot surgery. Another thing he recommended was to do them one at a time. My aunt did both because she was scared of the pain. People gave her like nightmare stories about it. So she had them both done at the same time, and she needed help with everything, pretty much laid in bed the entire day, and she needed someone to assist her with everything, even like using the restroom, which I wasn't up for. I had 1 foot at a time. My doctor recommended that also because it would help with a quick recovery. So I was pretty much able to do a lot of things on my own, even like right after surgery. I also was not a typical recovery story for him, especially because a lot of his patients were much older, probably in their late 60s, and they were having this surgery. I think I was one of the very few younger people that he had as patients do this surgery, and he was just surprised with how quickly I recovered and the fact that I didn't have to take any painkillers because I didn't have any pain. So the first surgery I had on my right foot, I followed directions, I elevated my foot for the whole day, I iced it every hour for 20 minutes. I pretty much sat on the couch for 2 weeks, and that was when he allowed me to get up and do pretty much normal things. I was using crutches, but I was able to drive because it wasn't a ton of pressure. He just warned, like, if I had to slam on the brakes, that would pretty much cause pain to my foot. I'd be using my right foot, but I was perfectly fine. I was so happy when I got that surgical shoe off. I think the surgical shoe was such a pain, and having to use crutches, especially if you're not used to it or haven't done it before, you get like that pain underneath your arm. Showering was a question I did get a lot. Amazon sells these covers for your feet. It covers your foot and half of your leg. You could put that on. It protects it from getting wet because you can't get it wet for about 2 weeks. And I had a tub, so I just sat on the tub. I had my legs sticking out of the tub, and I just showered with like a hose, one of those shower head hose things. So that's what I use to shower. If you have a shower and not a tub, just do the same thing. Cover it with one of those covers and maybe get a chair in there, and that shower hose is gonna be your best friend. It's the easiest way to get yourself cleaned while you have your foot covered. The left foot, totally different recovery experience. I pretty much did not listen to anything at all. It was so weird. Like, as soon as I got home from surgery, I had no nausea. Even though I was starving, as soon as I left surgery for the first one, the anesthesia and then I guess pulling the tube out of my throat from like surgery so I can breathe, that causes, I guess, nausea and makes you want to gag. So I threw up after surgery, after eating. But with my second surgery, I didn't have that same experience, and it was like I had no surgery at all, even though the doctor said the bone was just as bad on my left foot, which surprised me. After I got home, I ate. I pretty much was walking on that foot. I didn't elevate it as much. I didn't ice it as much. I was walking. The first time I had tripped and I put the full weight of my body on my foot. And then after that, I was pretty much walking on that foot that I just had surgery on from then on. I didn't tell my doctor that though. So I think that's everything I can think of. If you have any questions, just let me know. Don't be worried. Everyone's experience is different. Just follow the instructions for recovery from your doctor, and they'll have an emergency number on there if you need anything. But I wouldn't worry too much. But this surgery is super easy. I went in, they gave me my shot, fell asleep, woke up I think 30 or 40 minutes after surgery. I think that's usually how long it took. And I was back home eating, just hanging out in front of the TV. Hopefully you have a smooth recovery like I did, but if you don't, the doctors are there. They'll help you out and you'll get very good pain medication. Like, my doctor told me to only take it if I truly needed it, because they're pretty much narcotics. They're strong stuff, so yeah, you'll be fine. So I hope this helped, and I'll try to make more videos in the future. Bye for now.